that you'd rather forget. Crusade to the days of rage.
Energy! Excitement! Gary Busey! What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Way to ruin it.
I thought we got rid of him. No, I've been waiting for you guys.
That was like a month ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute, fellas.
Welcome back, friend Busey.
Yeah, I never left.
What did you eat?
Oh, you can find a lot of things when you're that hungry.
Were you living in the closet the whole time?
Did you know that dust is like 90% a dead human skin?
Yes, Gilgamesh knew that.
Sounds
well.
full of protein.
A lot of protein, that's right. Yeah, it's not as good as buttered sausage, but it'll do in a pinch.
All right, Gary, we're going to need you to shut up.
Go sit in the corner.
Yeah, stop sitting on everybody's lap.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 41 of the Adventures in Novus podcast. Now, 41 may be a dull number, but do you know what's not boring? Crashing through a storm called the Eye of Abendego and discovering what secrets lie hidden beneath a forsaken island no one's seen in over 2 centuries? Buckle up. It's about to get wild. Yes, we are continuing the Tales storyline of our second adventuring party for this episode. As always, our socials in the notes. And we appreciate every comment, good or bad. If you could take the time to give this podcast a 5-star review, we'd really appreciate it. And finally, we do have a Patreon with some fun levels. Check it out and donate if you can. Thank you, Alex and Jay, for your continued support on Patreon. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it with a recap from last episode from everyone's favorite hairy and horny ASMR, Arken.
Hello, everyone. On our quest to unlock a great power, the key to ridding our world of an ancient evil, we embarked on a daring voyage. A sealed ship, crafted from ancient schematics, became our vessel into the unknown. It carried us straight into the Eye of Abendego, a storm so vast and violent it threatens to shatter reality itself. Braving the maelstrom, we broke through to the other side, though at great cost. The ship splintered apart, casting us helplessly onto a foreign beach. As we gathered ourselves on the unfamiliar shores, tremors from deep below heralded danger. 2 massive, grotesque beasts erupted from the sands, towering, phallic-shaped monsters with maws eager to consume us whole. Our reflexes and teamwork carried the day. Dodging their attempts to swallow us, we uncovered their weak points and dispatched them swiftly, cutting them down before they could claim any lives. In the aftermath, as the sands settled, a lone dwarf appeared, beckoning us away from the perilous beach. We now follow, uncertain but hopeful, eager to uncover what knowledge and power this island holds. The next chapter of our journey begins.
Thank you, Arken. All right, we're back on the island. Scarlett Johansson, sick reference.
Great show.
You've survived the sandworms on the black sand beach and finally reached solid ground. All around the island is a spinning monolith of clouds and rats still roaring 300 feet offshore. But here, inside the eye, it's a calm, sunny day. You have been ushered to safety by something you probably didn't expect. A dwarf! Now, unless you have a backstory I don't know about, it's safe to say this might be the first dwarf you've ever laid eyes on. She's short, stocky, and looks like she's been through the storm and back. No beard, but wiry whiskers catch the sea spray on her sunburnt face. A ragged apron clings to her like armor, crusted with dried kelp and sand. Over one shoulder, she carries a driftwood basket stuffed with seaweed and small crabs. A tight gray braid hangs over the other shoulder, and she's staring at you, wide-eyed, wrinkled, weathered. What do you do?
Where's the rest of you?
Hello, greetings from the outside world. Mastress Dwarf, is it?
I think it's Misters. Or is that something else?
I don't know what they're called. I don't know what they... but, excuse me, do you speak?
Lady?
Hey, lady, do you speak?
I think it's Lady Dwarf.
Would anyone like to do a knowledge local on dwarves before continuing to speak?
Indeed, I would.
I cannot.
Gilgamesh would like to think about all of his knowledge of all of the planes and think of where all these dwarves might be from.
Salazar rolled a 13.
Randy rolls a 9.
So you guys know that dwarves haven't been around for a very long time. And in your lifetimes, they have not been seen by many people at all, if any. That's all you know.
A rare breed. Interesting. You see Salazar just kind of reach into his chest and start rubbing his tattoo marks, like the spider marks. A rare breed. Interesting.
A new coat.
Why is it so little?
So in common, you hear, "My name's Brunda Coolbelly. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance."
Well met.
It doesn't speak common. How do we address it?
I didn't quite catch the name either. I think it's
What an annoying accent that is.
Let me try. How do you do, milady?
Oh, yeah. Hi. Hello, friend.
Hello, we are an adventuring party. We've braved the storm because we've come here to either release the storm or help you out or whatever we can do, but we seek something on this island.
How the fuck did you get here? Did King Train send you? Did he make it? Are you here to save us?
King who? We've never heard it. We were not sent by anybody.
I got this one.
She stares up at the dragonkin wide-eyed.
Sense motive. Gilgamesh. 23.
You're certain Gilgamesh thinks that he has this.
Okay.
Yes, I am King Train. I've grown.
Salazar's mouth is agape.
Brunda the dwarf stares up at you wide-eyed, and she says, "King Train is a dwarf, and I'm pretty sure you're not a dwarf.
Oh, right.
What are you?"
What are you?
I'm a dwarf.
Hello, fellow humanoid. We mean good things for you. Hi. I got it. I did it.
Is something wrong with this one?
Where would you like to start? Arken, can you talk to this little person?
Yes, I'll give it a go. Greetings, Brenda?
Brunda,
Brenda.
you have to roll the R there. You're a strange lot.
That we are.
The first damn visitors we've had ever. And it's you. Where did you come from? How did the fuck did you get here?
We had a boat. An uncommon vessel, really, that saw us through the storm. It disintegrated just as we got through the end.
I surfed here.
I can't deny he did that.
It was super cool.
We have many questions about you. Do you know how long your kind have been here?
Aye, we've been here a couple centuries at least. We've stopped counting the days so long.
Were you the ones that made the storm then?
Aye, our wizard made the storm. He died to make it to protect us.
We've come to help you and we've come to see how we can assist your people. Can you take us to who's in charge, your ruler?
Aye, well, we no boat to leave. You're stuck with us here now. Tough luck for you lot. Unless you like eating moss, seaweed, and small crab.
Do you have any pizza rolls by any chance?
Just the thought of a pizza roll.
Are those worms that we murdered still on the beach?
At some point, Brunda pauses. Her eyes drift back to the beach, where the surviving sandworms are feasting on their own fallen. She squints, folds her arms, and lets out a low, smoky sigh. Aye, 'tis a damn shame. Ain't seen meat that fresh in years.
Well, I'm sure we can procure you some more meat.
That would be lovely, dear.
How big are these things? Could Gilgamesh take one?
You could take one, but they are being cannibalized by other worms that came up. You could try.
Good.
I've got an idea. Why don't we tie a rope to your scythe and throw it? Like a fishing lure. We hook it on the carcass of the worm and pull. No. Okay.
I think you should do it.
What's the worst that can happen?
No.
It's a shame he doesn't want to be separated from his scythe.
Well met, Brenda. We are an adventuring party. Like you said, we are here. So this is Salazar, Gilgamesh. I look over, are you wearing the mask?
Haynes, yes.
Haynes, our resident ninja, and flying above me here. This is Crom. He means you no harm as well.
Well, I hope not. You're stuck with us here now. It'd be a shame to not work together. Come on, then. I'll show you to the village. What's left of it, anyways. And we'll get you dried off, because you're moist.
Thank you, friend.
The breath. Oof.
Thank you.
So you'll travel inland following Brunda. The island rises ahead in a series... Brunda? The island rises ahead in a series of rocky ridges and dry gullies. Not a single tree stands in sight, only the occasional clump of coarse scrub clinging to the shallow soil.
Randy does cartwheels and backflips and stuff along the way, making sure it's secure for everybody.
Hey, you're a spy one, aren't ya?
Yeah, I'm actually a quite accomplished ninja.
Like you never know who's gonna answer too.
A ninja, are ya? I don't know any dwarves that's ever been a ninja.
Well, I'm not a dwarf. I mean, look at me.
Maybe you could...
Doesn't matter.
Maybe if we're going to be stuck here for a while, Randy, you could open up a ninja school. A dojo of... Is that what it's called? Is that the right term?
Stalking Ninja Dwarf Academy.
Just a bunch of short little dwarf ninjas.
My own dojo. Ooh. Randy stops for a moment and thinks about that. No, there's far too much glory and contracts to be had before I could settle down and put myself out to pasture. I am a fierce stud in the ninja business, and I have many things to offer.
As you continue traveling to the village, you will also notice the land is stripped bare, scarred by old cut stumps and faint remnants of terraced digging. The only color comes from low mats of strange green-gray moss, thick, spongy, and everywhere. It carpets the hills, creeps up under the mountainsides, and fills the cracks between stones. Crack. Keep that in.
It's a heady crack.
Up ahead, the mountain dominates the center of the island, black and sharp against the bright sky. And there, at its peak, rising from the crags like the last defiant breath of something ancient, is a stone hand. Massive carved fingers outstretched, palm open to the heavens. It's weathered by centuries of sun and salt, but unmistakable and strangely sorrowful. No birds cry. There are no animals in sight.
When you say this big old stone hand thing, what size are we talking?
The hand is 20 feet tall. From wrist to finger.
Can I roll knowledge religion on that, please?
Yeah, you can roll knowledge religion on the hand, even though you have no context for what it might be.
I remembered to say please.
Yes.
Ah, the one-handed god.
Yeah.
Remember that
The
one?
god with the hand.
16.
You know that some gods have hands. Most of them, in fact.
Yes, I do remember this from my teachings.
I am a little concerned about the lack of cover out here. It is so barren and absolutely fucking bright.
Cover from what?
Anything.
Well, I mean, we got attacked by giant cock monsters on the beach. What else do you want, right?
Cover. It's what I just said. Like trees or a cave or something.
Maybe up by the hand.
A bite in the hand?
Maybe up by the hand.
Oh, by the hand. These accents are really hard to grasp. So silly sounding. Come on, let's go closer to the hand. But yeah, you can see that Salazar is still quite uncomfortable. Like, it's bright out, middle of the day. He's not having the best of times. Just constantly squinting.
Kind of makes you look cool.
Who said that? And do we know what we're searching here for? A weapon, right?
Power.
Yes, a great power exists here. Maybe a weapon of sorts. We've been told to seek it out, for its power and its knowledge will unlock the key to defeating this great evil, I believe.
Ah.
Brunda.
Brunda!
Brunda. Brunda.
Yes.
Who do you worship here on this island?
Oi, Arken is it? Well now, ain't ye a hairy one? We still worship the same god as our forefathers, Torag. May his forge ne'er cool.
May his forge never cool. I got it, but it was Nair. Hey, here it is.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Fully immersed.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. The less we can understand, the better.
Oh, this is the best game ever.
Brunda, we are here searching for a great power, something to help us stop the evil. Is there something like that on the island?
Aren't you a pale one? Bah, I'm sorry to say it, but you sound as mad as Drogar Flintvein. Always yammering about getting past the so-called door inside the hand. Taken many a dwarven life, it has, more than I care to count.
So you're forced to leave all of those fallen down in the hands, you say?
Nay. They died trying to get in. They be in the graveyard now until I arrest them.
You've been here for this long and you still haven't even gotten into the hand.
It's a death trap.
Oh.
Do you know what that means? Whatever's in there is worth dying for.
The power seems immense. Let us learn more by speaking with the ruler here and learn more about what's going on, and maybe we'll make our way up to the hand.
But we should harbor a rest here first. Take a lay of the land and then head to the hand.
Aye, there is still much knowledge to learn here.
What is down in the hand?
They haven't been inside yet.
Yes, but what's there? They must know. There must be a legend, something.
We've long succumbed to our fate here, lads. Our last hope was King Thrain, but if ye ain't heard of him, then I'm afraid we're doomed. Come on then. Come meet what's left of the village.
How many are you?
There's about 50.
So few.
Brunda takes a turn and leads you up a winding path cut into the stone. Your boots crunching over coarse black sand and brittle patches of moss, and that's when you see it. A village in a grim state, barely clinging to functionality. Stone structures cluster along the slope, their shapes squat and sturdy, but weathered by time and salt. Some homes still bear the clean lines and sharp craftsmanship of proud dwarven hands, but many have collapsed in on themselves. Roofs are caved in and walls lean at uneasy angles. Brunda glances back and grunts. Aye, here we are. Om, sweet bloody Om. Welcome to Stormhold.
Place is a real fixer-upper, huh?
Oh, shut your gob. We know it's shite. Some of us lived in a sky citadel. I'll have you know.
Milady, I make no offense. I must apologize for my untoward words.
This place looks nice. Very good. Very good.
I like him. He's very polite. No danger at all. No bad vibes.
And Gilgamesh smiles widely, baring his teeth like,
Hey, what a beautiful smile you have too there, dearie.
Why, thank you.
I'm assuming Gilgamesh has like pearly white teeth, right? Like they're not all gnarled and mangled.
There is a picture of Gilgamesh that you can see on the Instagram.
yeah, they're very,
Very pearly white.
definitely sharp looking.
Yeah, nice.
Like I said before, there's only 50 of us left now, but maybe 20 what still got their wits about them. Don't go taking it personal like if you get some strange looks or odd reactions.
We've never experienced that before.
Likewise, dwarf.
Come on then, sit. Tell us your tale in the hearth ring. Brunda invites you to sit in the middle of the village. There's a shallow, natural bowl surrounded by stones they've collected on the island to make a makeshift town square. In the center lies a stone fire pit, long dead and unused. The seating is a mix of flat stone slabs. There is one seat that is a giant sea turtle shell propped up like a recliner, which Brunda immediately goes to take a seat on. Suckers. Shotgun. You don't see any other dwarves around. All right, stop staring at your mouse. We've got guests. Get your asses to the ring. Move like your bells are on fire. After a long pause, finally, movement. From the shadows of half-collapsed buildings, from tents patched with sailcloth, and from makeshift hovels dug into the cliff face, they begin to emerge. One by one, the dwarves of the island shuffle out from their shelters. A bone door creaks open and an older dwarf in a moss-lined coat steps out, squinting at the sunlight. A woman with arms like iron pipes lumbers from beneath a tattered canvas lean-to, still clutching a smith's hammer. She doesn't speak, just nods once and heads towards the ring. Others appear on the ridge above, silhouetted for a moment against the pale sky, before carefully descending the path, gripping a spear as a walking stick. By the end of it, nearly 20 dwarves, weathered, weary, and hard-eyed, have gathered around the town center. Some sit without even noticing you. Others stop when they see you, but no one speaks. They just stare as they take their seats. And then they all start yammering at once. Rabble, 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 rabble. Does anyone speak Dwarven?
Not I.
Negative.
This is just like one of my manga, Tsukemichi Moonlit Fantasy, with all these dwarves. This is so awesome. I don't speak Dwarven.
Salazar says to his companions, and not to all of the dwarves at the same time, "This is quite a collection of pathetic souls. This better not be what we came here for."
So because you guys don't speak Dwarven, you don't understand any of the shouting that has just happened, and you hear Brunda speak in Dwarven, for our wonderful audience, the super nerds, just the nerds, and just our friends who are listening, I'll let you know what she says. And she says, "Shut your mouths and let them speak. I'll talk to them in common and translate for the few thickheads that don't know it." But you guys just hear her shouting at the crowd and them shutting up.
I think this is going well. We are now welcomed in the community.
Right then, adventurers. Meet the folk of Stormhold. Since you're stuck with us till the end of your days, might as well introduce yourselves to what's left of us and still have our wits about us. Except our dear prince, of course. He's off, being himself, Torek help us all.
Sorry, you have a prince?
Aye, we got the prince. But I asked you a question. We can talk more about the prince after.
Of course.
Me? And Gilgamesh stands up and starts patting his chest. Me, Gilgamesh. You puny dwarfs. We, and he puts his hands back and forth.
Yeah.
Friend. Gilgamesh. Good. And then he looks back at the others, nodding.
Thank you, Gilgamesh.
Randy, a little startled by all the dwarves yelling at them in unison like that, he dons the mask and becomes Haynes. He feels much more secure as Haynes. And he does a little acrobatic routine for the delight of the dwarves. And then he ends with a super serious and dangerous ninja pose with his...
Well, I guess I don't want to draw my weapons.
No.
with his fist in the air.
Give me a... Do I want a performance or just acrobatics? Do you have performance anything?
I technically do, but it's not very leveled up.
Roll an acrobatics check just to see how well you pulled off these flourishes.
That's not a
12.
Haynes has rolled an acrobatics check of 25.
Oh, so a fine performance by your resident ninja. And some of the dwarves clap and others are still terrified.
Are any of them confused?
They're very confused. They're also very hungry, very, I don't know, doomy and gloomy. They're kind of, they don't get a lot of sleep. They don't have any will to live, really. So this is interesting for some of them, but some of them are just would rather go back to their little hovel and live their days out. You kind of get that vibe.
Good people of this island, of Stormhold. We come from the outside world. We are here to save you. I think we can get you off this island. We don't know why we're here, really, but we've come to unlock the power, and I think in doing so, we will find a way off. So we will help in any way we can. Please speak to our party here if you have any maladies that we may assist you with. I know Brunda here let us know about the need for food. We have already killed 2 of these worms, so if we may find a way to lure one close and give you some food, we can start by having a nice feast this evening.
Ooh, rabble, 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 rabble.
Yes, I hear organ meat is quite good for you.
Rabble.
That's their favorite part.
Salazar would probably be stalking back and forth behind the rest of the party as you guys are talking and eyeballing the crowd to look for any dwarf in the crowd that seems a little bit more with it or angry or hostile. And then when the rest are done speaking, I am Salazar, Niranath of Sienus.
Go on.
Please continue.
Well, just to answer Arken. What she said. That sounds nice, Arken. But there's no way off this cursed island. You'll die here, I'm afraid. Just like the rest of us will.
They also said there was no way through the storm, and we've proved that wrong first, haven't we?
Aye. But to get out through a broken ship, which we have no wood to build, you would just be in the ocean with a broken ship, like King Thrain's probable fate.
What about there? And I point up to the hand. I know you've never been inside, but maybe that's why we're here. Maybe that's the way off.
You want to go up there and die like the others? Be my guest, less mouths to feed the moss.
A true ninja shall never die.
Did you say you feed the moss?
Aye, that's what's plentiful on this island.
Oh, you eat the moss.
We eat the moss.
Oh, I thought
We
you
make our
feed-
ale from the
Yeah.
moss. We sleep on the moss. Moss.
That sounds most excellent.
I don't really want to eat that buck. I mean, you guys don't have like, I'll even eat like Totinos. I mean,
What about those tendies? Did you had that, right?
not tendies. I'll do tendies. You got the sweet and sour, the hot and spicy Thai,
The extra
with chili
spicy.
Thai.
Extra spicy.
Our destiny does not end here on this island.
It ends with moss.
We certainly won't be eating any moss. You can keep it for yourself. It sounds totally gross.
What about the moss pocket?
I'm listening.
Moss pocket. Moss.
It's just moss wrapped in more moss.
Today's episode brought to you by Moss Pocket.
The mossiest moss you'll ever moss. Moss.
McBrunda's moss pockets.
Yeah. What's going on out in the world then? What's happening beyond the storm?
It's perfect out there. A paradise.
Don't think that's true.
For me, it is.
I concur. There is actually a great evil outside, and that is what has brought us to this island. There is some sort of great evil.
Gilgamesh kind of like look around like,
I believe the great evil is coming.
Yes.
Yes.
And we desire the power said to be contained here on this island. We've made our way through the storm, through the fabled storm, and we seek the power here to combat this evil. Do you have any existing knowledge or legends that may say of what lies within that hand?
I gotta tell you, friend, you've come to the wrong place.
No.
Aye.
Maybe it's you that's come to the wrong place.
Seems like so.
We've come to the right place. Don't worry.
The hope will leave you soon enough. And then it's moss. That'll do for the bloody greetings. Welcome to Stormhold, where hope goes to die and we all rot nice and slow. If you like moss and licking dew off rocks, you'll fit right in like lice in a beard.
No.
Oh, that explains why you don't have any motions to like his chin. That's why you don't have any, hair.
Aye, the female dwarves don't usually have a lot of hair, just whiskers.
Shall we see about procuring maybe some of this worm meat or something, if we can do that first?
We'd be happy to eat something that's not moss. Where is Prince Varric anyways? So you see Brunda say that to an old female dwarf with wispy silver hair, braided down her back, thick spectacles pushed up against her nose, and a knitted shawl passed down from her mother. You don't know that, but sure. Her hands are calloused from years of tending hearth fires and flipping worn pages. And the old lady dwarf responds, "Oh my, Prince Varric's throwing another rock bat tourney, he is. Tossing gold about like it's out of fashion, that one. As for the rest, well, bless 'em. They be getting by, same as ever." The old lady dwarf looks at the rest of you. "And if you've a mind to trade some more stories, love, I be the dwarf you want. I got centuries of history tucked in this old braid, and I'd be glad to share so long as you've got a tale worth telling in return."
And Haynes shall remove the mask and Randy.
Oh my God, do you have any cool stories about any ninjas?
I can sprinkle a few ninjas here and there if it'd make you happy.
Awesome.
Just like the manga Firefjord.
Fire? I don't know that one.
See, I got it all, dearie.
Amazing.
I made that up.
Never would have known.
Yeah.
Perhaps your stories have some value. I would be interested in learning any stories you have about the hand on the door.
I meant more about the history of our people.
That I care about very little. We didn't have any dwarves in the deep where I'm from. And then when I came to the surface, well, they didn't have any dwarves either. Heard stories of your people's extinction. But those stories were boring as well.
Well, if any of you mind and give me any stories, I'll tell you stories about their history. If not, that's okay as well. And Vernda goes, "I gotta get back to cooking, or whatever you call mashing moss, seaweed, and raw crab into a bowl and praying it don't fight back. If you get me a worm, we won't be able to cook it. We have nothing to make a proper fire. But I suppose raw worm is wormy."
Yeah, you let me know when you got one of the boss pockets ready.
Do you not hunt these creatures?
She looks around at all the poor, scraggly dwarves around. "There only be one dwarf on this island who can hunt those creatures, and he's tasked with guarding the prince. And he takes that very seriously."
Tell me more about this dwarf.
"Aye, the biggest dwarf you've ever seen."
So he'll come up to my waist then.
I think he's 5'5".
Wow. He's not a dwarf, he's just a human.
Let me see here.
Yeah, he's just short, man.
Yeah. Below average size man.
Danny DeVito. He towers among them.
What was his name?
Frank.
Nice.
His name be Captain Durin. He is a mountain of a dwarf, just standing under 5 feet, but built like a stone tower.
Where is Durin?
Like I said, he'd be with the prince playing the rock bat.
This rock bat sounds complicated. What is rock bat?
Rock Band. Sounds dumb. You'd probably have to be a bunch of frickin' idiots to play that game.
I would absolutely fuck anyone who won a rock bat tournament.
I mean, it ain't complicated at all. We make do with what we got, and we got rocks and we got bones. You take the bone, you smash a rock with it and send it flying as far as you can. Whoever knocks it the furthest wins. That's it. That's the game.
That's genius.
Well then, shall we make for the prince and maybe even partake in this tournament?
Sure.
Gilgamesh kind of gestures to the crowd again, pointing at his chest.
Gilgamesh, friend.
You've said that, young one.
Not just for you. All.
And he gestures to the whole crowd.
Gilgamesh, you're so friendly.
Yes, quite civil.
You can see him. He's doing shifty eyes, like, and slowly nodding his head.
What a great guy.
Again, some nod along, and some are just terrified. Some are uninterested.
So actually, that's a funny story. Speaking of these rock bats, we used to play something similar back in Cianus.
Go on.
Tell me more.
Well, you see, it wasn't quite with rocks, and we did use bones as the bats, but instead we'd use spider eggs. in the deep places, there were lots of giant spiders we would use as prey or to hunt. And they would have a lot of eggs they would leave behind. And they weren't the most delicious. So we would play a fun game where you would throw the egg up and try and hit it with the bone. Sometimes they went flying, but sometimes they were ready to hatch. That was the fun part. They smashed them in the boat. A dozen tiny little spiders would explode on the batter, and we would watch him get bit over and over and over.
That is a terrifying game, Salazar. What is wrong with you vampire people? Jeez.
For the last time, I am not a vampire.
Yeah, no, that's totally normal. It's a totally normal thing to do. Who needs to play rock baseball when you can hit frickin' spider eggs, right?
Okay, so welcome to Stormhold, the cursed island where even the dwarves have given up. You're the first outsiders they've ever laid eyes on, and still, they barely seem to care. Not because you're unwelcome, but because they see you just as another soul condemned to the same slow death. They don't hope, they don't dream. They endure. You've learned about a strange game called Rockbat that the prince is playing with his protector, his hand of the king, we shall say. Speaking of hands, you've heard about the hand on top of the mountain and how dangerous it is. You have an opportunity for conversation with a nice old lady if you want to learn some lore, or if you don't care, that's fine too. I just spent a long time on it, that's fine. And there's always the old gather information attempt as well. What do you do?
Randy wants stories. It's been so boring since we got here. We fought the giant dick monsters and then talked to these people that can't even really talk to us, but this lady can talk. She got stories.
Yes, I feel like the gods would be very disappointed with us if we didn't ask for stories.
Yeah, I've got a contract to do, but hey, we can't have stories along the way.
Seems like we're not in a rush. We could maybe gather more information about this hand and what is to be expected of us there. So yes, I think some stories are a good time.
So you guys sit around Grandma Hilda, and she gets excited and starts twiddling her fingers and her toes. She goes, I've got stories as old as stone and as sweet as mead, I do. But if you want one, you'll have to trade proper like a story for a story. That's the deal. Fair's fair. Anyone with a story?
I mean, I did like a super cool ninja dance. I mean, that's, you're not going to see that a lot of places. It's got to count for something.
That's nice, dear.
If you wish, I could tell you about my upbringing.
Ooh, yes. Let's
If
hear
you
it.
have the stomach for it.
Oh, I'd be having the stomach for it, yes.
All right.
Not creepy at all.
How many people are here listening?
I'll say that 10 of the more meek-mannered ones just kind of went back to their holes to lie down and wish they're not on a rock in the middle of the ocean that they can't escape. And 10 curious ones kind of stayed around and meandered and kind of want to hear some stories too.
Is anybody parched before we begin? And Arken is going to basically offer to cast Create Water if anybody's thirsty, because she can just do this at will.
Water, please! Give me water, oh, God.
Yeah, I look around for any buckets, basins, anything they have built that I can just fill with water for them.
Ah, you could fill the turtle shell.
You got any Mountain Dew Code Red?
Yeah, it would be code red. Yeah.
Only once a month.
Oh, God. No, all right, give it to me.
Home run.
You gotta hand it to him.
Yeah.
So Arken will kind of shoo anybody who's sitting in the turtle shell and cast a spell, Super Wetness, be here. There you go, mate.
Normal spell.
And the
Interesting arcade count.
and the water begins filling up the turtle shell.
And you will see the dwarves ravenously go around that turtle shell and start drinking it like dogs. Desperately drinking that clean water.
I will continue to fill it up.
Thank dog! One of the random dwarves who speaks common speaks up to you between mouthfuls of turtle water. Do you think I could fill our well? Our well's been running dry for years. We've been on rations. Half a cup a day.
You guys must have some really dank piss. Jeez.
That explains the smell on the island.
It's very yellow, sometimes brown.
I can't promise enough to bathe or clean yourselves in, but of course I will try to do as much as I can for the well.
Oh, thank you, Dre.
Sorry to interrupt your story, Salazar, but these people look parched.
I hadn't even started talking.
I know, but now you will have a much more captive audience.
Yes, they're all
Now they're super wet.
They're all very wet. Yes, that's how I like to start all my stories. Random. Anyways,
Water! We got water! And the 10 other dwarves come out of their hovels and they all start drinking out of the shell as well. And now you got even more of an audience.
this might be too many to.
To kill.
To hear me.
They are mostly focused on the water.
He's gonna start memorizing faces. So he'll sort of sit down across from the old dwarf lady.
She's just covered in water.
She's just now soaked.
Yeah.
It's very
I
distracting.
bring news of something from the outside world. It's called a wet t-shirt contest.
Yeah. I wish the old woman hadn't started.
Yeah. You soak Grandma Hilda and see her nipples at her waist.
Somebody bops up from the turtle shell. She's the reigning champion.
Check our Instagram account for that image.
That's my pillar.
Okay, dearie, we're well saturated. Tell us your story.
I have been trying for a little while, but all you dwarves keep drinking.
We haven't seen water in a long time like this.
All right.
Start any time. I'm gonna keep interrupting you until you tell your story.
It makes it easier. As I introduce myself,
Excuse me.
Sorry.
I will fucking kill all of you.
Now you know how it feels.
Draws his dust blade.
Just murders them all.
Straight up murders her.
That's what did it.
Feels good, right?
Feels dirty.
Oh, well, yeah. I also think it feels dirty, but...
Here's my story. I fucking killed a bunch of things and now I'm here.
Yeah, so fuck you.
All right. Prepare the Busey. Go.
As you know, I introduced myself as Salazar. My last name is Nirnath, but that was not the name I was born with. No, I was formerly known as Sirgos Yerilindrasir, and I was from a city in the Darklands, located close to the Everburn volcano in Novus. The name of my city was Sienus, and was ruled by my family. I guess you could call me a prince, if you wish. My mother ran the city. She was known as Nulindra Yelisair. I grew up in this town, but I would never be a leader, no. Because our family, well, it was ruled by the women. It was matriarchal. Us men, we filled other roles: warriors, assassins, politicians, and the rest. This limitation was keenly felt by my older brother, Durgath. As I grew up, my eldest brother, Vlonrag, was killed in a skirmish by some powerful black dragon king. And he'll slowly look over at Gilgamesh and smile a little bit. This event elevated my brother Durgath to the role of eldest son, an honorific title that allowed him to sit at the right hand of the matriarch. Despite his promotion, the distaste for this matriarchal society never left my brother. I myself never cared for leadership. My skill lay in the blade and the use of such, and he sort of passionately strokes his blade at the side that he's got sheathed up. I spent most of my young adulthood as my family's problem solver, traveling to the city, dealing with the other drow that did not adhere to my mother's rule. Oh, did I really enjoy the slaughter, preferring to kill my opponents that were a little bit more competent. This did not mean I was a fool, though. No, I would often come across creatures that were stronger than me. Oh, but I did not let that stop me. No, I would find them in the dark when they weren't expecting it. Put my blades in their back. Anyways, and that gave me a little nickname in my city. They called me the Stalker.
Like celery.
Creepy.
This began a rumor amongst the lowborn of the drow. A fear that if they spoke ill of the matriarch, they would find the stalker hiding for them in the shadows. That is when I found a calling from, some would say above, but really it's below, and I began he sort of rubs his chest. The scarring of my chest is an homage to my victims. These are in the markings of spiders, in honor of Atlak Nakcha, or as some of you call it, the Void Weaver. I am not a cultist or a devout worshipper by any means, but these markings would just be an honor to her and what she stood for. Anyways, back to my story. The day soon came when my brother, Durgath, could take my mother's orders no more and began planning a coup. Oh, I caught wind of this for sure, but I thought rather than stamp it out early, I would let it fester. I was thinking an outright conflict would provide more warriors for the slaughter, more spiders for my chest, and more blood for my blade. It was only on the day that Durgath threw his blade in the throne room to usurp my mother's power that I proved that I had prior knowledge. Yes, from behind and from the shadows. I drew both of my blades and buried them in his back, one from steel and one from pure shadow. And as he says this, he draws his steel kukri and then manifests his shadow blade out of thin air.
Sweet.
Ooh, ah.
Think of the water.
And he sort of looks around. How was that for a story?
This, Valreg, I might have, was that me? I don't remember. Killed so many small, weakling, puny races of the world. Like, we are friends, Salazar.
Of course we are.
But did I?
It could not have been.
Yes.
From my understanding, we found his murderers and skinned them and hung them from the walls of Siena.
Yes.
Oh my god, that would have been so cringe if Gilgamesh killed your brother, Salazar.
It would have, but in my family there was about a dozen of us. You sort of lose kinship for your family.
And statistically,
if there are that many of them.
It could have happened.
If it had, I would probably shake your hand. He was a competent warrior.
Arken would have been nodding along because she would have felt a connection to his story because sort of the titles and things that we sort of rebel and fight against and sort of, that she would have identified with that. So.
Now that's a tale. It is. Lucky for us, there ain't no enemies here, just the doomed. Now then, it's my turn. I remember the night King Torvald made his choice. Clear as yesterday. This was over 2 centuries ago. The fire in the Proudfoot Hall burned low, and the king, bless him, sat quiet as stone. We cannot win this war, he said, voice low but firm. He were no coward, mind ye, just a king who knew when to stop the bleeding, his folk not for pride. 500 souls were chosen by King Torvald himself, bless his stubborn heart. Took us 6 years on the sea to find a hand, and when we did, Morglen Stoneflare cast the storm that traps us still. Gave his life he did, brave fool. Left us writings on how to break it, but we burned the book. For warmth, you see. No wood left on this cursed rock. So we left with nothing but the steel on our backs and the weight of our name. Soldiers, bakers, smiths, and babes still nursing. All of us on great stone ships sailing into the fog. Took us 6 long years to find this blasted island, and even longer to stop hating it. That's the story of how we got here and where we came from. They say it was a sign, the hand reaching out the mountaintop.
Stone fingers pointing skywards like he was begging for Tarrag for mercy. Never did find out who carved it or why, but we took it as our mark. Called the hand rest back then.
I mean, it's a great story and all, but I couldn't help but notice a distinct lack of ninjas.
There were 20 ninjas on the island when we first came here.
Ah, that's better.
They fought bravely. Were dual wakasashis.
Were they cool ninjas?
They were very cool.
Yeah? Is their hair flow in the wind? The stormy wind?
The flowiest.
Who are they fighting?
Oh, they were fighting each other. For sport.
Ah, warring ninja clans. Very common among the ninja.
Just like that manga.
That's right. I mean, there can be many manga, but you're right, yes.
Yes. Story for a story. Have you got another story?
I mean, I guess I could give you one of my old mangas that I'm done with. I'm not going to read it to you, though.
Oh, we could burn that for warmth.
Yeah, you know, maybe I'll keep it. You know, it's a kind of a collector's thing. It'd be a real shame. You know, it seems like a really short-term solution to be burning your books. Where you're going to get like 5 minutes of heat.
She closes her eyes and she's just like smiling, imagining 5 minutes of heat.
I mean, it's not even that cold right now, is it?
No, it'd be cold during the nights, though.
I do have a question, since we were the ones exchanging stories.
Aye?
Told you all my secrets and you just told me that stupid story. But anyways, did anybody memorize what was on the pages?
She just kind of laughs.
No.
I understand why your people are almost extinct.
Nice.
Island of genius dwarves.
Salazar's going to be audibly annoyed with this and sort of stand up and like not walk away, but like sort of pace back and forth,
Yeah.
stroking his kukri.
Aye, 50 of us now, from 500, a generation born in shadow. We've buried kings, heroes, babes, but we still breathe. We'll remember. And you've brought us stories from outside these storms? I'll trade my memories gladly, child.
Maybe if we truly are stuck here, I will have some more stories for you, but maybe we should be exploring on our own now a little bit. Maybe we can go see this prince. Maybe he has some information for us.
I'll be here waiting for the stories, dearie.
I am also keen to find this flint vein. He is most likely the key to us.
Oh, he be on top of the mountain like always, bashing his head into the stone.
Maybe we can get the prince and his man, Captain Duran, to come with us for companionship.
More knowledge is always welcome. Let us go to meet the prince and his right hand.
All right. But don't eat all the boss pockets without me, okay? Save me like at least 3. And good ones, too. Not like the ones that are too cooked or the ones that are too undercooked. Okay? I don't want to eat into an icicle.
We take the little frozen piece of pepperoni in the center.
Right in the middle. It's the worst. Like, why can't they make it so that you can heat them up proper?
It's gooey on the outside, and you're like, oh, this is so great. It's creamy. And you're like, oh, it's fucking cold.
Salazar gets me.
Except ours were basically made of spiders, but I understand.
Do you have a way to make heat, dearie?
Are you telling me that these are just going to be raw boss pockets?
I'm afraid so.
Ugh. Let's get a move on, guys.
Can't you do something with heat or fire?
I don't think I have one.
If you want to talk to the prince, you'll have to go east. That's where the rock bat arena is.
This rockbat genius man. We should find him.
Yes, on our way to see the tournament.
Thank you, matron, dwarf lady friend.
I appreciate the story. Thank you as well. Enjoy the island of the hand and all the moss it offers. And, do find a nice place to sit quietly and think about your doomed life.
As they leave now, it doesn't happen too much because there's usually a lot of noise around and everything. But as they're walking now, Arken starts to hear, she thinks she hears some people calling over like her shoulder. So she'll kind of stop and look back at different sounds that she sort of, it's like, oh, somebody was calling out for me. Oh, there's nothing. And then she'll just let it go and continue on with the group.
Interesting. So we're going east?
Eastward ho.
Eastward ho. As you go east and follow the worn path through the jagged stone and patches of wiry moss, the muffled sounds of shouting drift closer in the wind. Along the way, you pass a lone dwarf perched atop a boulder, shirtless, stacking crab shells into a precarious tower. His beard is matted with salt, his eyes wide and distant. With trembling care, he balances the final shell on top, then smashes the whole thing with his forehead, laughing to himself as the shards scatter. He doesn't look at you, he just starts stacking again.
No fair. I wanted to play crab Jenga.
Salazar's gonna just tap Gilgamesh on the shoulder. Hey, I think he's might be a good friend for you.
I don't know at all what you're talking about, but he is a friend. Hello, friend. And Gilgamesh looks around like, oh no, they're on to me.
You're so friendly, Gilgamesh.
You can see him visibly relax.
You're such a big softie. That's what I love about you. You know that?
Yes, thank you.
He looks up at you and speaks in Dwarven. And all you hear is, "Brrr!" But you assume,
Dude. That's like a 10-minute conversation. Just
but you assume that's gibberish even in Dwarven, as crazy eyes looking two different directions temporarily look at you and then continue to stack the shells, ready to smash again.
This must be Drogar Flintvein. Me,
And he taps his chest.
Gilgamesh. You, and he points, friend.
He looks back at you with those crazy eyes, goes, "Brrr!" and he throws a shell at your face.
He's just gonna tink.
Yeah.
Yes, me, Gilgamesh.
Arr!
You said he's up on a rock?
Yeah, he's perched on a boulder.
Can I sneak around him?
Yes.
While he's talking to...
Very easily sneakable. I'm going to say this might be the sneakyable-est character
Yeah.
you've ever encountered.
Yeah, the most sneakable upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like my way.
Yeah. So as Gilgamesh is talking to him and he throws the shell at you and hits you in the head, Salazar is going to sort of start to creep around the side and draw his kukri.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll anything.
Oh, good.
This guy's perception is -30.
Yeah. And he's going to start to creep up behind him.
Yeah.
Making eyes at Gilgamesh and the party, like with his kukri out. And just waiting. Thumb holding the kukri, he's going to draw a line across his throat and look at his party for confirmation.
I don't know what he's trying to say.
I think he wants to buy him some sort of clothing, maybe a tie.
You, Drogar.
And he smashes his head on the tower of shells and starts stacking them again.
It's him. I think it's him.
And Arken will hold up her hand to Salazar as if to say, like, stop.
His kukri is raised above his head, just behind the crazy dwarf. Like,
And she'll just say, no, I don't think this one is worth your time, Salazar. I mean, what if his craziness runs blood deep?
Salazar will sort of cock his head, like he's gonna like lean across the dwarf because he's probably like almost right behind him now. Lean across like his head to one side of the dwarf. You are not supposed to tell him I'm here.
He still doesn't know.
He threw a shell at Gilgamesh. I figured that was go time.
Drogar.
Pointing.
He's not Drogar.
He's not even paying attention to you. He's just stacking shells.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh, Drogar is on top of the mountain. This guy's an idiot.
No. This is him. This is him. I seek your power, Drogar.
Stacks a 5th shell. Stacks a 6th shell.
Power.
Smashes it with his forehead. He claps.
And Gilgamesh walks up to his rocks and looks at him and pushes him back forcefully and takes his rocks and stacks them up and then smashes his head into them. And then he kind of looks up to the skies, waiting.
I don't think this was it.
It's what I told you.
Arken is exasperatedly given up and just starts walking away.
Okay. Maybe it takes a while to kick in. Let's go. What?
Salazar's gonna point.
He looks around.
What?
What?
That?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. He's gonna point at his kukri.
I'm already walking away. I'm not there to answer anymore.
Salazar, do we really need to be killing people in cold blood? I mean, we got so many things to do already. Do we really need?
No, but he threw a shell at our companion.
Oh, he's just being friendly. You see how friendly Gilgamesh is? You gonna blame that guy for throwing a shell at him? You know, he's supposed to play crab Jenga.
The dwarf leans over, exposing his neck to pick up more shells to put on top of the boulder. You can see the vein pulsating on the side.
Salazar's gonna lick his lips. And, I'm not a vampire. What am I doing? He'll slide down the rock and come back towards Randy and the rest of them. Just be like, I apologize, but where I'm from, you throw something at somebody else, that is it. It is what you call go time.
As you say that, a shell hits you in the back of the head.
He stops.
Oh, he died.
And he goes,
He's made Danny's list.
What time is it? Like, how high is the sun?
It's just before lunch, just before noon. Brunde Kurbele was preparing lunch, so it is just before noon still. Still early in the day.
Okay. All right. Good to know. One eye just twitches as Salazar and Randy kind of like walk off, following Arken, I assume.
Further along the way, the sound gets louder. A dull, meaty thwack, followed by a burst of guttural laughter and the stomp of boots. As you crest the narrow rise in the rocky ground, a rough clearing opens up, carved straight into the wind-swept stone of the hillside. No walls, no structure, just bare earth, scattered boulders, and a crude arena marked out by broken bones jammed upright in the ground, each one notched to show distance. 6 dwarves crowd the edges, shouting over another and passing around chipped mugs filled with something steaming and sour. In the center, 2 squat figures square off, each gripping a thick, yellowed femur worn smooth from years of use. Between them rests a jagged black stone, barely shaped, but clearly the ball, scarred from impacts and speckled with old blood. One dwarf winds up and swings. The stone cracks against the bone, skips along the ground, and slams into a faraway boulder with a satisfying crack, just past a bone marker etched with 3 crude lines. A cheer erupts. Near the edge, a ratty-looking dwarf in rags with a crooked nose notices you, and in Dwarven says something.
Greeting, dwarves. We have braved the storm. We have met the folks of Stormhold, and we come seeking an audience with Prince Varric. I'm looking for the biggest dwarven cock you have. They asked me where to get a bone.
Short but stout.
3 inches in length and diameter.
Yeah, like a tuna can.
AKA larger than
And a
normal.
dog food.
Can of beans.
Can of ration trails.
Right away, as you ask that, you see 2 dwarves that look different from the rest. One is youthful, with a stern face and neatly brushed copper brown hair and a beard just starting to fill in. He wears hand-repaired, royal-looking garb, patched at the seams but polished, and he carries a ceremonial dagger with a family crest. The other is a mountain of a dwarf. Thick arms, chest like a battering ram, and legs like carved granite. His armor is masterwork dwarven plate, burnished dull from age and weather, but maintained with reverent care. Upon the chest plate is another crest. You can assume it to be the crest of Stormhold, etched into steel, which is a towering mountain with a radiant anvil and a flaming forge, framed by stonework rings. His beard is braided into 3 thick cords, tipped with iron clamps bearing ancient runes. Well now, what do we have here? he says. The young dwarf who's dressed nice says in common, I thought this would be another dull moss-chewing day, but look at that. Fresh faces. Captain Durin, the big mountain of a dwarf, looks down at his prince. Tell me, do I have anything to fear from these newcomers to my kingdom? Are they mere just driftwood washing up on my shores? Captain Durin takes you in one by one, looks at the prince and just shakes his head. He don't talk much, me captain, but that's fine. I don't keep him around for chatter. He gives like a smug smile. He does the talking with his axe. Another smug smile. And folk tend to listen. I am Prince Varric Proudfoot, 12th of the name, heir to the Hammered Crown. You are honored guests in me hold. I am now French. Yeah, honored guests in me hold. So do try and act like it. It's customary to bow before a king.
I thought you were a prince.
We don't know what's happened to my father. I'm gonna assume that I'm the king. Ain't that right, Captain Durin? Captain Durin just kind of shrugs. That's right.
Arken will give a faint curtsy and say, I'm Princess Arken. I greet you happily, my king. Be well met.
A princess? You might be my queen one day.
Let me see how you swing your bone around.
I'm too high up to swing the bone. Let's see how you do against the smaller folk first.
Yes, Brunda told us about the rock bat tournament.
Aye, Brunda!
Just screams the name.
Aye.
Are you going to give us the bat or not? Come on, I want to take a shot here.
All right. Smug smile. He looks up at Captain Durin, kind of just laughs. No one will beat Durin. In fact, I'm in generous mood today. I'll offer you 100 gold to anyone who can beat our second best rock batter. No point challenging Captain Durin. The field ain't even long enough for him. He'd put a stone through that damn mountain, he would.
Are you having a stroke?
That's how I laugh.
I would very much like to try this rock bat.
We're playing Rock Band! Let me look up the rules.
Look up the rules. There's a rock and there's a bat. End of rules.
And now there's dice, baby. Now there's dice. Kelbrin, you're up. Don't let me down. All right, so we're going to have our first game of Rockbat. It's going to be Kelbrin versus Gilgamesh. For the super nerds, I will tell you guys the rules that I'm not reading for the first time.
Just before you start, how far away is the crazy dwarf from here? Like, how long did it take us to walk here?
How long did it take you to walk from
The crazy dwarf
to here? It was all like under a half-hour journey total. So
so like 15 minutes. And you can't see the crazy rock dwarf from here.
No,
or from the
you
village.
guys kind of went up a ledge, and he would be down and behind a bend, still
relatively hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isolated?
So he
Isolated,
he
alone.
by himself.
Yeah.
While a crowd of people are focused on Rockbat.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And you just hear, Salazar's an asshole from that direction.
He hasn't.
But it comes out as
But you know what it really means.
Yeah. And for the super nerds, the rules will be a tosser is going to toss the rock, and that is just going to be a free toss.
Tosser.
And the batter is going to roll a d20 plus his strength modifier plus his base attack bonus -4 for an improvised weapon. And the DC to hit the rock is 12. If you hit the rock, you're going to roll a d6 and add your strength modifier. That's the number of 5-foot increments the rock flies. So if you get a 5, it goes 25 feet. There are 100 feet of markers spaced out with those bones with the markings.
Can you critical it?
If you roll a d20, you get ×2 distance.
You roll a 20 on it.
You have to confirm it?
You have to roll a natural 20. If you roll a fatty natty, times 2 distance. No confirm. That's it. You smoked it. You hit the meaty part of the bone on the meaty part of the stone, and it went twice as far. A natural 1 breaks the bat, and it will go randomly in a random direction for 1d2 non-lethal damage to the closest person.
So yourself?
I'll just roll a chance die for that. I'm going to roll a percentage die for every rock hit. If you get 10 or under, you hit a crab and you'll get plus 10 distance. Those are the rules.
Sounds like us with golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess keep those rules handy.
So Prince Varric will welcome Gilgamesh up to the batter's box. Guests first.
Why? Thank you.
As he passes by, Arken will reach out a hand and say, "Good luck, Gilgamesh." And as she does, she's going to cast guidance on him.
The Tossa is going to gently caress the rock, staring into Gilgamesh's eyes, speaking unspoken words, and toss it up in the air. Roll a d20. That's a 3 on the die.
Good thing you cast guidance, because that's exactly a 12 to hit.
So you hit it with, you got your 12 with the -4 for...
Yes.
Oh, so you just hit it with 12 with the guidance? Success! The rock is hit! Roll a d6 to see how far it goes. Go, Arken.
Elites guide you.
Oh, max damage!
So
Max distance.
60 feet.
1d6 plus your strength.
Yeah.
And with a loud crack, insert crack noise. You launch that rock twice as far as the one that you saw on your way up and hits the bone with 6 markings on it, indicating 60 feet. The crowd goes wild. Prince Varric cannot believe his eyes. Well, everyone gets a lucky shot now and then.
After cranking that dinger, just look out to the crowd. Look at everybody individually, especially my opponent, and casually flick the bat of bone away. Gilgamesh. Me, Gilgamesh.
Show him how it's done, Calvin. Oh, you know what happens to those who disappoint me. The Tossa throws the rock towards Kelbrin. Kelbrin grits his teeth and swings. 16 on the die.
Nice clean hit.
A nice clean hit on the meaty part of the bone. And he will roll his d6. And it only reaches the same spot as before. The bone with 3 markings on it. 30 feet.
Oh.
Prince Varric with a look of disgust and disappointment. Kelvin, you've disappointed me time and time again.
I like that Prince Varric moves like Mick Jagger dancing in a music video.
It's like constantly in motion.
Captain Dunn, show these newcomers to my kingdom what happens to those who disappoint me. And Captain Durin is gonna take the flat side of his axe and just fucking smoke Kelbrin in the side of the face for bajillion non-lethal damage. That's actually a nat 20.
Caves his skull.
But it doesn't matter because the power difference is so great anyways. I gotta roll for crit, fuck. Oh, he confirmed the crit. Yeah. So there is no hesitation at all. As soon as Prince Varric gave the command to Captain Durin took the flat side of his axe and knocked the fuck out of Kelbrin, who's just on the ground, foaming out of his mouth. He's gonna be stacking seashells one day, for sure.
Well struck, Durin.
Fine then, here's your 100 gold. And he just kind of throws it at you like it's worthless. He just pulls it out of a pouch that looks like there's a shit ton more gold inside. And you don't know if it's actually 100. He just kind of grabbed a
Yeah. But and throws a pile of coins at
There's you can get the vibe that this kid has no value for gold whatsoever. They're on a landlocked island. What are they going to do with gold? Honestly, they would probably melt it down into bowls and useful things at this point on this island
like a
to
cup.
collect rainwater and stuff like that.
If they could heat it up in any way, but they can't.
But they can't heat it up.
Randy.
I get a freaking turn here or what?
No, would you mind?
And Gilgamesh just gestures at the coins.
I mean, but what if I go farther than you?
No, just please.
Salazar would have liked to, like basically after Gilgamesh had hit the ball or the rock, and as the other guy was hitting it, as they're all sort of watching and most people are focused on that, he would have liked to attempt to slip away.
Yeah, easily done. I'm going to tell you right now. Here, roll a d20. Is it a 1?
Nope.
No one cares. They're all focused on the rock bat. Yeah.
He's going to slip away and head somewhere.
All right, so Salazar slips away. Do we have anyone else that would like to try to beat Gilgamesh?
Randy would.
Wait, so you weren't picking up the coins then?
No, Randy wants a turn at bat.
Does anyone pick up the coins?
That's what I was asking, but
The coins are still on the ground.
I guess fine.
and Gilgamesh slowly, menacingly goes around and picks up the coins.
Tiny coins in his clawed hand. Okay, so the tosser is ready to see if you will beat Gilgamesh. He throws the rock and roll a d20.
Come on, Randy. Focus. I don't remember all the
So
calculations.
8 plus, or 8 minus
need to
4.
hit
Hold on.
12.
8 minus 4 is 4.
Yeah.
Plus your base attack. What's your base attack?
4,
So 8 plus your strength.
modifier.
1.
9. So that's a swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss from the acrobatic ninja. that
My
likes to show
dexterity
off.
doesn't help on the hit.
No.
Well, that's just. You know what the problem is here, guys? The bat's not regulation, okay? You don't know what's inside of it. Is it filled with marrow? Is there no marrow? You don't know, okay?
Would you like me to do that one and show
No.
you how it's done?
No, it's just, it's a rigged game. I see what's going on here, and, you fine. Have your coins, whatever. And Randy dons the mask and attempts to hide his Hades. He doesn't want to be here anymore.
Did you vanish?
Now I want to turn.
Ah, yes, does Haynes not get a turn?
Haynes can have a turn if he wants.
Haynes shall take a turn.
They don't care. This is the highlight of their freaking 200 years.
So 11. Minus 4 is 7. Plus
four?
4 is 11. Plus 1 is...
That is a 12 on the die.
Oh, and Haynes hits.
Haynes shall crush it with a 4 plus whatever, I
For
don't know.
25 feet.
Because you got plus one modifier. So 25 feet. So Randy doesn't even hit it. Haynes hits the smallest distance ever done today.
So far. yeah.
Today, in the last 10 minutes.
Nice shot, puny friend.
Ah, yes, thank you, Gilgamesh. It was a rather cracking shot, I agree.
That's good.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to roll the percentage die for the crab, so I'm going to roll 3 quick percentage die to see if any crabs were hit for an extra 10 feet.
I've already won, so I don't care. Regardless of...
Even if he gets an extra 10 feet.
I suppose it doesn't matter, but this is fun.
No, yeah, do it.
Well, no, because then Haynes could come in second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Kelbrin does not hit a crab. Gilgamesh does not hit a crab. Randy.
Haynes.
Randy first.
Haynes.
Oh, yeah, Randy missed it.
First Randy.
Well, Randy
because he didn't hit it.
missed.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So Haynes
Haynes.
does not hit a crab. So no crabs are hit. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, especially the super nerds. I very much apologize.
Don't at me.
So
Or
now,
do. Actually, comment. Yeah, comment. Tell me how bad I am.
and also Prince Varric is also laughing at you maniacally as well as Gilgamesh. And now we'll go to Salazar. Salazar, you're approaching this dwarf, this simple-minded dwarf. And you hear smash as he smashes more shells.
Salazar,
What do you do?
on his path there, would like to look for. So is he up? He's up on a.
He's on a little boulder, like 2 feet high on top of a boulder, and he's collecting seashells to stack and smash with his head.
Is there like a cliff or anything reasonably close? Like a sharp drop off or anything?
Sure, there's like a hill that goes up. He's at the base of a mountain, so you could go up 3-4 feet, but then you'd be a couple feet away, kind of thing.
More so, the question is there like a cliff that?
To push him off.
Well, no. But if somebody were to fall off that cliff, then they would die from falling. Is there a distance like that close that Salazar can see?
You would have to drag him a good 50 feet to reach the cliffs to dump him off into the water.
Okay, that's fine. But it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Salazar would like to just best he can sneak up on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just slowly. I don't know if you need me to roll anything.
No.
And
Just walk up screaming, ah!
as he does, he'll manifest his gloom blade.
Yeah.
And just kind of creep up right behind the dwarf. I'm not going to say
Not
anything.
a problem.
And just like lean in close right to one of his ears. I guess some would call this a mercy. And just drive his blade up into his back. And just wait until he stops moving.
Yeah. He is now limp on your blade.
And then the blade just
Disappears.
vanishes.
Nice.
It's the gloom blade.
Yeah.
Now for the hard part. And then he'll begin to try and drag him up the cliff.
Yeah. Easily done. Well, what is your strength?
Not good. 10.
10?
Drag though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drag. Like, there's enough time to. You don't have to roll
He's a
for
dwarf
it.
too, right? Like,
Yeah, there's enough time to
But he's
drag.
like emaciated.
Even if you
so-
struggle for a little bit, you can just keep dragging
Yeah.
because everyone is well distracted.
Again, difference of like lift versus drag. Right?
Yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
Like times 4 or something like that on drag. So
Yeah, this might be the easiest victim of your life. But he did throw a shell at you.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
And then, as he takes him to the top of the cliff, he'd probably grab a rock, a big heavy rock, and kind of just like where he stabbed him,
Yeah.
kind of smash it a little bit just to hide the stab wound.
Nice.
Give him a couple
Smash, smash, smash. Blood everywhere on the edge of a cliff. Waves lapping against the black sands 50 feet below.
I mean, he's trying not to get blood like everywhere, so it's not obvious that this was a murder scene.
Well, you're going to have to do some work on that bloody trail that you left behind, too.
Yeah, and just kind of kick dust and
Yeah.
whatever. And then just toss him off the cliff when he's done. He's dead already, right?
Yeah, I know. That's just for
Okay.
And you see this dead dwarven body limply fade into the distance and smash into the waves and rocks below.
That's better.
Back to the rock band.
Yeah, and then he'll go back and start kicking dirt to kind of cover as much of the blood
Yeah,
trail.
take the
as
time to cover up the trail.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take like too much time because he knows that there's like the rock bat and his companions and stuff. So he's gonna try and make it as quick as he can.
Yeah.
So if there's a little bit left over, he's not gonna worry about it too much.
Perfect. And now we're back to the rock band. Does Arken want to go up?
No, Alkin has seen Gilgamesh do his thing and Randy and Haynes kind of get laughed at. And she realizes that based on her own strength, that would be the maximum amount I could hit it. So if all things went accordingly, she's happy to have helped Gilgamesh along the way. So she will just kind of applaud everybody happening and cheer along with everybody, but be ready to hold an audience with the prince after, if we can defeat him in Rockbat.
Speaking of the prince, a prince with a scowl on his face. Fine then. Beginner's luck. If you think you're a real man, I'll give you 1,000 gold if you can beat Captain Dylan. How about that?
1,000. That's an awful lot of wealth.
If he won't do it, I'll do it.
That's perfect, Randy. Just like sidles on up next to you and yells in your ear.
yeah. And what Randy says that kind of like right up to Gilgamesh, he just casually reaches back with his left hand towards where Randy is and just kind of puts clamps over his face and just pushes him back while he's staring down the king or the prince.
Manga.
1,000 gold, you say?
Well, it's useless to us here. What good is gold on an island you can't even get off? Plus, I got more that came from in the family vault back home. I got more gold than you guys can count to my name.
You know, Prince Varric,
Aye.
you're right. And you seem like a gambling fellow, but also a fine, wonderful, friendly fellow. Maybe the best prince I've ever seen. A great prince.
Go on,
The
why don't you?
best of princes.
I like what I'm hearing right now. Not gonna
And
lie.
as you know, as not these mere peasants know, but you know,
Varric puffs out his chest.
this money is meaningless to you.
Meaningless.
You
to
have
me.
so much of it.
So much money.
These things are nothing to you.
Nothing to me.
You could probably gamble off 5,000 gold on this same thing and still feel confident, and it wouldn't matter anyways.
I'll tell you what, good friend. If you beat Captain Dunn, I'll give you 5,000 gold and better. I'll make you a man of my king's guard, and you'll have the honor to guard me to the vault of my family and reclaim it once we've got off this island.
Now that is quite an offer. Where exactly
I like the way you speak to me.
is your wonderful, amazing, powerful vault?
I'm sorry, but one thing's been bothering me since you got here. You did not bow.
My great prince.
And Gilgamesh puts his left hand up to the sky as he sweeps down with his right hand and bows, head nearly touching the ground.
Yeah.
And waving with his right hand with a flourish of his cape.
You see that, Captain Darren? He nudges him all cockily. Cockily?
Yeah, cockily.
Leave it.
Cock-like.
Gives him a cocky nudge. That's how you fucking bow to a king. You did say prince a couple times there. I'll let it
Apologies.
slide.
Great king.
It was a good bow.
Why, thank you, my
But you still have to beat Captain Dunn.
certainly.
Actions are louder than words. Tosser!
If you would allow me, good king, I'm a superstitious sort as a mere dragonkin. The last time I succeeded on this great challenge, I got to speak with my good friend here for just a moment, who wished me luck. I wish this again, if, of course, you would allow it.
But of course. Go, future King's Guard. Speak to your friend.
Thank
Eh, Captain Dunn, you got some competition, eh? Eh? And he keeps just kind of like pushing and like prodding at Captain Durin. And you can tell Captain Durin is honor bound to not kill this man. And probably wishes he went off on the adventure with his true king and died. But he has been given the responsibility to stay behind and protect the prince, the last true warrior of the Proudfoots, stuck on this island with an arrogant asshole prince, already naming himself king, throwing away the family fortune. Go ahead, Gilgamesh. Speak to your lessers.
And Gilgamesh walks over to Arken.
Arken will do much the same, and she will sort of grant the blessing to him, say, Peletius guide you, and sort of rub his shoulders, give him like the massage on the back, like a boxer who's getting ready.
Oh, that's nice.
Help
That's
you stay loose.
real nice.
Hold the bat like this, Gilgamesh. It really helps.
Be quiet.
Gilgamesh's black scales shine as the spell goes through, and the tosser tosses the ball. Roll a d20.
Oh, very much so. 21.
21's a hit. Roll a d6 plus strength modifier.
4 on the die plus 6 is 10 times 5 is 50.
50, so not as far as your previous hit. But do you hit a crab? You do not hit a crab. So 50 feet.
I can, and as the rock flies, I can see it going towards this crab and just misses.
Captain Durin looks you square in the eye. Just goes.
And Gilgamesh does a quick little mock bow to him of like a, not a deep bow like he did to the prince.
Yeah.
King.
And goes up into the batter's box. The rock bat box, if you will. Tosser tosses. D20 goes. It's not a good hit. But Captain Durin is very high level. I have to do some calculations.
-4 plus base attack plus strength.
So the tosser, terrified, tosses the rock at Durin. And even though it is a 7 on the die, he has more than enough to hit this rock.
No problem.
The tosser dives down to the ground for his life as Captain Durin rolls his strength check to see how far this goes. That's a 4 on the die. Captain Durin, with all of his might, swings, hits the ball, and it flies through the air and lands the same distance as Gilgamesh. But is there a crab there for an extra 10 feet? 17 on the percentage die. Barely misses the crab. And it is a tie. Looks like you'll have to go again. I'm honestly impressed. You've actually tied him, even though that was the shortest one I've ever seen Captain Durin do. Go again. Tosser.
Good king, do I have a moment again or do I keep going? Of course, this is your decision.
Take your moment, future Kingsguard. It's a win-win for me. Go talk to the hairy one or whatever the fuck that is.
Just get out there, Gilgamesh, and she'll just give you a bum pat this time to give you the guidance.
You can see the scales on Gilgamesh's bum shine. Tosses up.
18 on the die.
It's a hit. Let's see how far it goes. Roll the d6. Is it max?
That's a 6 on the die. Plus 6 is 12 times 5 is 60 feet.
Plus crab? No crab. 89 on the percentage die.
And as he cranks that one off into the sky, he keeps the bat pointed for a while and just lets it fall behind him. And looks over at Captain Durin.
You see that, Captain Dunn? Maybe he's stronger than you? Oh, imagine that! Captain Durin doesn't say much, but you can tell he's kind of pissed. And he goes up, and then the tosser tosses the ball, and Captain Durin rolls his d20 for another hit, and he rolls his d6 for distance. He needs a 6 to tie. That's a 6! And he rolls for the crab! No crab! And it's another tie. Durin does the exact same maneuver you just did with the bat. Drops it, stares you down, and waits for you to go back up to the batter's box and
Nods
hit again.
again at him.
Arken doesn't even wait for them to ask and just walks up and slaps Gilgamesh with the guidance.
Tosser tosses the ball. Roll the d20. It's a 1! It's a 1! You break the bat! You break the bat! You break the bat! Oh my god, natural 1! Okay. And because Arken was the closest due to the bum padding, I'm gonna roll a d2.
Isn't the thrower, the tosser, closest?
No, it's you. Because I say so. Because you wanted the bum touching.
Well,
Arken takes 2 non-lethal damage as the top half of the bat smokes Arken in the face. How does Arken react to getting hit by half a bone in the face?
I'm used to more of them.
She's used to getting boned in the face.
Bigger bones, many bones.
You just lick
all
your
the
lips.
bones. 40 bones.
So is it that the
reactively
bone broke? Is that the idea?
The bone bat broke, and the top half hit Arken in the face for 2 non-lethal damage.
So
Just like
the remaining little half of the back, Gilgamesh just snaps in half over his knee.
Well, I suppose that you're all talk, huh? Captain Duran, finish this one off. Here's a new bat. Tosser! Tosser chalks it up in the air. Captain Duran hits. Oh.
He bunts it to show off.
35.
He rolls a 1 on the D6 and bunts a little 35-footer, drops the bat in celebration. Well, I suppose you won't be part of my King's Guard or get the 5,000 useless gold.
this is where the murder starts.
It would appear not, O great king.
You know, don't sweat it, Gilgamesh. I mean, all that really matters is that you had fun.
I did not have fun.
Well, I mean, try to look on the bright side, you know? You had a couple good hits, and maybe if you listened to my advice, you wouldn't have broken the bat. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
Maybe you're right, friend.
Salazar, you approach the group as Gilgamesh is smashing his bat, and you see Captain Duran bunting and all the dwarves and everyone cheering for him. What do you do?
Well, Salazar, since he's snuck away and would also like to sneak back,
Oh,
because he left unnoticed,
Yep.
presumably.
yep,
So would like to return relatively unnoticed if he can. And then
absolutely.
presumably Randy's probably the one furthest away.
Yep.
So he'll kind of just like sidle on behind him and, take cues because the dwarves are cheering
Yeah.
and seeing that Gilgamesh is probably pissed.
Yeah.
And he'll just, like as if he's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
That was a close one, huh, Randy?
I mean, it could have been a lot closer, but
Where do we go from here?
natural one.
Should we get ready? And he starts to like grab onto his kukri. Is it going to be one of these things?
All right. Now I'm bored. Maybe there is a spot in the King's Guard for you later, but not today. Seeing as how you're doomed on this island like the rest of us, you'll have a couple days to think about it. I'm gonna go grab me some fresh moss and crab meat. Captain Duran, lift me up. And Captain Duran lifts him up and puts him on his shoulder. Onward! And all the dwarves kind of follow him as they go down the path. Hey, where's the shell stacking guy? And they go off back to town.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Prince Varric's kind of a jerk.
He seems like most princes I've heard of.
He's a bad sportsman.
So, you guys are left alone in the Rock Bat Arena. What do you do?
Gilgamesh would like to grab a rock and throw it as far as he can into the ocean.
Okay, strength check.
Please hit the dwarf body.
You hear a splat.
10 on the die, 16.
You throw it far.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very satisfied by the loud splash in the distance.
I think perhaps we should venture off to the mountain, preferably right away.
Sure. One other maybe we could do, if we think about it together, we could go back to the village, and kill the prince and take all his money, because he has a lot of money.
And Gilgamesh looks around at everybody, kind of looks in their eyes,
It is a lot of
gauge
gold.
them.
How much gold do you think he has?
I don't believe we'd have much use for it here, so we may have use for all of these people alive, Gilgamesh. Or they can provide information or labor, even if we were to discover something in this hand where we seek.
Yes, of course. That's what we should do.
I mean, not just that Gilgamesh, but I mean, he's got that Captain Dern guy that's with him all the time, and I don't know if you've noticed
I can beat him.
how much better he hit the rocks than you did.
I believed in you, Gilgamesh.
It was a faulty.
And Gilgamesh walks away.
In a sense, he is not wrong. We are getting off this island one way or another. I have total faith. We should make sure we do not leave empty-handed.
Here's a lot of gold. I mean, that would get me at least a few months away from Lance.
It may prove useful. It may prove useful if we find a way off this island, but for now, we have no use for it here either.
Do we know how much wealth he has?
Well, at least 5,000 gold. We know that much.
Maybe we will unlock this knowledge further in speaking with him, but that involves keeping him alive for now.
Arken is right. Arken is right.
Don't forget to...
Just
Sorry.
angry about the game. I don't like to lose.
He also knows where more gold is.
Salazar doesn't know that.
No.
Hey, you weren't here for that.
No. That's why I was asking.
Gilgamesh holding that to himself. Maybe he'll go on his own adventure.
I mean, the three of you know, right? Like, 'cause you were all
and we
involved
assume
in it,
you
yeah.
know, or at least
Yeah.
I assume you know,
Yeah.
because I was focused on the game.
Yeah.
So we
Salazar
going to the
knows,
mountain?
yeah. We should go.
I can't believe you rolled a 4 and then a 6 when I rolled a 4 and a 6, and you have a 22 strength. And I rolled a 1.
The dice, man.
Fuck the dice.
Yeah.
Fuck the dice.
100%.
What a dumb game.
A couple of my characters have
Dumb
said
game
the
for
same thing.
dumbs.
Yeah, right before their deaths.
Do you guys want to find out what's on top of this mountain?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you're just going to have to listen next time.
More frustrations.
Guys, there must be a mistake. I mean, I didn't.
You will not.
Look. Why are you paying me all these sandwiches if you don't want me to do any characters? You
I
know?
will
They're all butter.
I will carve a spider into your skull if you do not shut the fuck up.